afternoon, class. Today we'll be learning about fractions. Our learning objectives for today are students will be able to define a fraction, students will be able to identify numerators and denominators, students will understand what numerators and denominators represent, students will understand that a fraction must have equal parts, students will be able to pronounce fractions properly, students will identify fractions represented in several ways, students will be able to represent fractions in several ways. So what is a fraction? A fraction is part of a whole. The part is placed over the whole. For example, 2 is placed over 3 because 2 is part of the whole, which is 3. A fraction is a number that expresses equal parts of a whole object or set of objects. A fraction has a numerator and a denominator. A numerator is the top number, and a denominator is the bottom number. In this case, the numerator is 3, and the denominator is 4. The numerator, or number on top, represents the parts of a shape shaded. The denominator, or the bottom number, represents how many pieces the shape is cut into. In this case, the numerator is 3, so 3 parts are shaded. The denominator is 4, so the shape is cut into 4 pieces. Fractions must be split into equal parts. In this example, you can see that the circle on the left, cut into pizza-shaped slices, is equal pieces. The circle on the right is not cut into equal pieces. Next, we're going to talk about some key words. When speaking about fractions, there is a certain way to pronounce the numbers. To represent everything shaded, we say a whole. To represent one part out of 2 parts, we say 1/2. Instead of saying 1/3, we say 1/3. Instead of saying 1/4, we say 1/4. When talking about 5 parts, we say 1/5. When talking about 6 parts, we say 1/6. When talking about 7 parts, we say 1/7. When talking about 8 parts, we say 1/8. There are many ways to represent a fraction. Today we'll be representing 5/8. So first, a fraction can be represented as part of a set. Here we have a set of hearts. What fraction of the hearts is shaded? 5/8, or 5 hearts out of the 8 hearts total. Next, a fraction can be represented as parts of a whole. Here we have a circle and a rectangle. These are wholes. What fraction of the whole is shaded? 5/8 of the whole. 5 pieces of the 8 total are shaded. A fraction can be represented as a strip diagram. Here we have a strip split into 8 pieces. What fraction of the strip diagram is shaded? 5/8. A fraction can also be represented on a number line. The number line is split up into 8 pieces. So we count up from 0. Starting at 0, we count 0, 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8. This is the fraction we want to represent. Mark this point on the number line with a dot as shown in the picture. Thank you for learning with me today.